Yo, what's goody, fam? Welcome back to the Human Behavior Mastery Podcast. I'm your host, Dewane Mutunga. This is the podcast where we talk to some of the most brilliant minds, get into their mindset, understand who they are, why they function the way that they do. Get into the psychology around what makes a person tick, really to give you the insight so you can become a better person, create a better business, and ultimately become a better you. And this episode is no different. You know, I gotta get into my bag and hit the Rolodex and holla at experts. You know what I mean? But experts who are also good people, because you know what I mean, just can't have everybody. In
My
seats.
expert though.
I think you've put in enough work to create a space for yourself, and now you creating a movement. Yeah, behind what you're doing. So I'm saying you're an expert.
I appreciate it. I
mean, you know, expertise is relative.
A bunch of words out there: guru, expert, all this math.
I don't be weird into that.
Yeah,
but my guy Miss Smith was good, bro.
Hey, chilling, bro. Chilling, man. Appreciate you having me here, man. Watch your podcast all the time, bro. Actually, just seen the one with your old head last joint. I just watched it. I finished watching it last night, man. So yeah, I'm glad that it's a podcast for things outside of just like trying to sell something, trying to like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which I was like, when you reached out to me, bro, I was like, definitely, no questions asked, bro.
Yeah, for sure. And I reached out, man, because I think again there's an environment where there's a lot of players, a lot of posturing and things like that, and there's a lot of people doing really amazing things in the tuck that people don't get exposed to, right? And there's chess moves being made that people are not paying attention to.
Facts.
And from, you know, the first time we met,
what that was at? That was at the
Social Proof,
alumni
the
party.
Social Proof alumni joint.
Yeah.
And the energy was good energy, good vibe. I was like, okay, we on the same sort of frequency.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, you invited me into your space with your people, and we just been building ever since.
Actually, bro, they've been asking to bring you back too. A lot of people, for some reason, man, they really enjoy those type of conversations and knowing what's their personality like, what's their personality traits, and who they work best with. I always heard about, you know, this assessment of this, but I didn't never fully understand why that was important to know. Kind of even just me being an entrepreneur, me having to get rid of a lot of people, and that was because I didn't know I can't work with certain people. Like I can't work with somebody like me at the top of the food chain because now we both trying to be bossed up when that's not the reality, and also just like being organized, like just different things. I needed different parts. Like we just was talking about wifey.
Yeah.
And wifey being so opposite of who I am, which is why it works this way. Because I can't marry somebody like me. We're gonna bump heads all the time. And I ain't never even realized that until you broke it down on the call that time, man. So I appreciate you.
Nah, for sure. Yeah, whenever, man, I just like you have an amazing community. And you know, I appreciate just the way you go about doing what you do. You do your thing. You ain't really like parading it around. You ain't making a bunch of noise, but you also in your own way are sharing like, yo, this is what's possible.
Yeah, facts.
And for me, you know, if anybody's followed me for any amount of time, you know, I consider myself a possibilitarian, meaning like possibility is my currency. So I always, you know, live my life or do what I do to show people what's possible. And so when I see somebody else doing that, I'm like, okay, cool, we on the same vibe. And so
it's crazy. I just thought about something, man. I always go by this. So before I'm about to make like a decision on something, I always ask myself, first, is it possible? And first, is it probable? So possibility, probability. So first thing I ask myself is it possible? Has it been done before? And if yes, I go to the next step, which is probable. Probable meaning what is the chances of it actually happening? And if that's too far removed, then I don't do it at all. So first I ask myself, and I tell people that all the time, like when they come to me with different type of deals and when I'm on a real estate side, because some people like to go from 0 to 150 with no knowledge, and they be like, well, I want to turn this school into an apartment complex. And I'd be like, is it possible? Yeah, it's possible. But where you at right now, what's the probability of that happening? That's not what you need to be focused on. That. Leave that alone right now. So that's how I go about a lot of my decisions, bro, off those two things right there, bro.
That's interesting because, you know, I'm not as intimately involved, but just from my exposure, like real estate is something that is a science, really. It's numbers.
Yeah.
If you can do math, you can pick out a good deal.
All numbers,
you can
bro.
identify a good deal. There's some intangibles around your intuition and discernment.
Yeah.
So that works there.
It do.
But then in life, and more personally, right, is it probable is a matter of what you say.
Yeah.
Right? Because we can.
So like, what's the chances of it actually happening? So let's use like, we can talk about getting married, for instance, right? Ooh. Is it possible we can get married, that you can get married at a young age, this, that, and the third? Yes. But now we look at what's the chances that it's actually going to be successful, the probability of that. Data says chances are 50% of the time it's probably not going to work out for you. I think that even went up. So now when you think of it like that, you're probably like, no, I'm good. I ain't getting married. That's why this culture we live in now, most people more and more people ain't for marriage, bro. I don't know if you've been paying attention. People is not for marriage. It's everybody talking outside. This poly life now.
It's nasty outside.
It's nasty. It's big nasty, bro. And fortunately, you know what I mean? I think probably, I'm not sure about your background, but the reasons a lot of people get married this generation now is because most of our parents either didn't get married or they didn't see marriage and they see what it did to the household. And we wanted to do something different. But it's not like we know what the hell we doing out here. We don't know what we doing.
Nah, not at all.
What the hell we doing, bro?
Nah, I think that's real. For me, my background was like very dysfunctional.
You had your mom and pop?
My mom's and my pop. Well, they split when I was like 3. Right?
Okay. Yeah,
I was young.
Yeah.
But I remember being like 8 or 9 and writing out a personal mission statement.
For real?
Yeah, and like really being like I probably was 8 or 9, probably like 9 or 10. Definitely by the time I was double digits. My main focus was to have a family. Like I remember like my goal, like money, all that stuff, cool.
Yeah.
I want to have a family.
That's priority, yeah.
Under one roof, married to one woman, kids with one. Like I ain't want to be all over the place. Like, and honestly, even in me getting my divorce, that was the hardest part for me because I worked my whole life.
That was something, yeah.
Towards having it look this way, right? And so it looking away versus it actually working and it being functional and like you said, probable.
Yeah,
make it, it's like I didn't have the tools or the things to make that increase the likelihood of it being successful.
Facts.
Right? So now my experience going through that and, you know, like assessing it, now I feel much more.
The probability higher now.
Super high because I got experience.
Absolutely.
And it's not based on what society is saying or what your old head is saying or what your
own experience now.
Now I know what worked for me, what don't work for me. I know this or that. I know like my ratios. And that level of self-awareness is important because you have to know who you are, but you also got to know who you're not.
This is facts.
And if that's not clear, then you can't really get with somebody because you're choosing the other thing. I'm saying a person, but you're choosing that thing or that opportunity from a uninformed place. And so now all of the variables are there waiting and you blind to it.
That's facts, bro. Even to bring it back to the business tip real estate side. So this year, so I got a bunch of single family properties. That's all I know, right? And this year, I decided to buy a 6-unit building, right? Needs $300,000 worth of work. Right? I never do nothing to that magnitude, right? And before I did the same assessment on myself, right? Before I bought it, I was like, is it possible? Absolutely, right? 6-unit, people do that all the time. Probable, right? For me, yes, I got all this experience doing single families. I got to step it up at some point. And I have the resources, I have connections to actually follow through with the process of rehabbing this property. So I moved forward with it. Don't get me wrong, it's a headache, bro. It's a headache because now it's considered, commercial, which I'm not experienced at. I'm only experienced at residential.
6 units because it's over 4?
Yep, 4. Yeah, anything over 4 considered commercial, so the whole process is completely different.
Is it mixed use or it's all?
No, all apartments.
Gotcha.
All apartments. And I think if we want to ever get to the next level, we got to do things that has probability, but not too far removed. Like, I think this was perfect for me to go to the next level. Now, if I would have said, all right, I'm gonna go buy a 40 unit building, nah, probability, I ain't there yet. And I think people try to skip steps, rather that's business, rather that's relationships, whatever the case may be. Challenge yourself to go to the next level, but at the same time, don't go too crazy. And I know there's a lot of, just a lot of stuff I hear people saying, yo, go big, go, why not reach for the stars? It's like, bro, like, let's get to the sky first. Let's get to the sky first, bro. Otherwise, man.
I like that. I never heard that before.
People going to definitely fall on their face. Because it's been a real year, bro. This has been a real year for everything. Family, finances. And I think not even just for me, man. I talked to a lot of high-level entrepreneurs and married men. It's been a difficult year, bro, for a lot of people, bro. That money, I don't know. That money they got tightened up. I'm not sure if that's what it is, and probably is. When Trump was here giving out free money,
No, it is. I think
everybody was happy.
Yeah, people don't realize, and you have to adjust for the season. And what got you here ain't gonna help you over there in that season. So you always have to be able to pivot and adjust.
This is facts. I feel like if you can make it this year, you can make it any year, bro. So when I graduated college in 2009, right? And the big crash, right? The recession, I wasn't in the game. What was that, 2008?
2007, 2008.
So I ain't fully, experienced that. I'm still basically a kid. So I think from the pandemic to now, this is like the real, like, world tragedy that I ever seen. First was the pandemic, which was a world tragedy, but at the same time was a lot of opportunity for a lot of people.
Yep.
And then now I've never seen no interest rates at 8%. We're talking about real estate mortgages. And I'm seeing the effects of it. I never ever witnessed this before. Just like properties I got right now that's listed for sale, sitting. Mind you, I still gotta make payments on these every month.
Yeah.
Right? Renovated, they sitting on the market. So now you got, mortgages that's due, but nobody buying because 8% interest. And now that should start affecting other things. So It's like, we going through that season. It's that season right now.
Strategy,
It's definitely that season.
I just told you when we was chatting before, I said, nah, I'm buying before these interest rates get cut. I saw the joints get cut to like 7.4%. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Because the moment these interest rates get cut, them prices is going to jump through the roof.
Hey, they say what they said, 4 interest rate decreases next year in 2024. So what's going to happen?
So
in my
Q1
opinion,
is I gotta buy now.
What's about to happen is, man, even if the interest rate go to 6%, man, the floodgates is open. Everybody's sitting on the sideline waiting to buy. Which honestly, the price gonna just go back up. Gonna go back up crazy because people waiting now. Bidding wars.
No, that's what it is. It's supply and demand.
That's all it is.
Basic economics. So for me, right now, I feel an urgency to buy now before the interest rates get cut because I know once the interest rates get cut, the demand is gonna go.
Especially trying to move out here, man. I don't think the prices ain't coming down.
That is one of the benefits.
People just not buying.
That's one of the benefits of being in New York, where anywhere else feels like a discount. Because
that's a fact. That's a fact.
Beastie.
But I heard it's getting expensive out here too. I don't know, but
it's relative though. It's relative. Again, comparable to New York as a market.
And then just the space you get. Because I be seeing the TikToks on New York apartments. I be like, hell no, $1 million for 900 square feet.
It's nasty.
I be like, ain't no way.
I just looked at a 2-bedroom condo in Brooklyn. 1.7 million.
No, I'm good.
1.795.
I'm not good. That's why I teach the way I teach, bro. I'm not sure. So just I guess for
Give
your
them some background,
for your audience real quick. I want to get into some strategy when it comes to this market we in, when it comes to actually buying a piece of property, not wholesaling, not fixing and flipping, but buying a piece of property. So this is the strategy I teach. This is how a lot of people in my community start buying their first investment properties. But a lot of people don't have a lot of cash. A lot of people don't have the best credit score. So I teach a strategy it's 3 strategies. One is called subject to. I'm not sure if you heard of that. So basically what I do is I go after people in this market who have purchased a property between the years of 2018 and 2022. The reason I go after those people is because during those years, interest rates was 3-4%. They all got 3-4% mortgage rates. I go after those people who are behind on their mortgages. So they about to lose their house to the bank and they got interest rates at 3-4%. I buy the house subject to the existing mortgage, which means that I'm buying a house. The deed so it's 2 things. When you buy a house, you get a deed and you get a mortgage, which is the debt, right? So the debt stays in their name. The mortgage stays in their name, but the deed get transferred to my name. So we actually executing the sale. I'm actually, the deed says who's the actual owner of the house. The debt stays in their name. I just get their debt back in good standing and I make the payments accordingly. So if they got a mortgage with Chase Bank for $1,500 a month, all I do, if they behind 2 months, I catch their mortgage back up, $3,000, and I'm the one responsible for making that mortgage payment. Mind you, the house is mine. I put a tenant in there. They move out. They can't live in there. They about to lose it. They have no income. They can't afford it. I just saved their credit score. So it's not predatory. I saved their credit score, right? Because they're going to get foreclosed on if they don't leave and let me do this deal. So they actually appreciate me doing this. I saved their credit score for them to buy a house again in the future. And that's how I buy a lot of my investment properties. So the house is mine. The deed, the title is in my name. The debt stays in their name. Because if I go get a new debt, the new debt is going to be 8%. I don't want this new debt. I want 3% debt. It's called subject to. That's one way. Second way, of course, seller finance. Everybody kind of know what that is. I target people who got properties paid off free and clear, no mortgages at all. Most of those people we call them tired landlords. These are old folks with properties. They kind of get out the real estate game. They got a bunch of properties. It's a headache. They tired of dealing with tenants. But they still love the cash flow aspect. They love getting cash flow, but they don't want to be a landlord. So this strategy, same thing. The deed get transferred to my name. They become the bank now. So I don't go to a traditional bank. They are the bank using a promissory note. So I'm making them payments directly to them. Again, none of these strategies I just went over, I didn't have to get my credit check. I didn't have to submit no W-2s, no pay stubs. And then I also teach lease options. And most people don't know what this is either. Basically, I would target somebody who owned a property, right? Like we had an instance where this lady, she went through a divorce. She owned a house with her husband. They owned a house together. She wanted to leave the house because too many bad memories with the husband. So she went to go buy another condo, which means what? Now she got 2 mortgages, her new condo and the one she got with her ex-husband. So what I did was her mortgage was $1,100 and she put it on Zillow for sale or for rent for $1,100. So what I did was I said, let's do a 24-month lease option. I'm gonna lease it from you for $1,100 to cover your mortgage with the option to buy in 24 months. As soon as she did that, I put it on Facebook Marketplace for a rent to own for $1,300 a month for $170,000. So look, it's subleasing. So remember, I'm in the lease option with her, $1,100 a month, and then I get the option to buy it in 24 months for $150,000. That's our lease option. That's the agreement I got with this lady. I turned around, listed on Facebook, low payments, no credit checks. They come in. So and I'm making somebody a homeowner in the future. This is for people who got good jobs, terrible credit, can't get qualified for a mortgage. So they come in and I rent it to them for $1,300. So I'm making $200 cash flow because I still got to pay her $11. And then at the end of their period, so theirs is an 18-month lease with the option to buy. At the 18 months, they get the option to buy it from me for $170. So I make $20K on the back end.
Because you're gonna get it from her for $150.
For $150. Lease option. Yeah.
And so it gives
it's called a sandwich lease option.
And so it gives enough time for you to close the deal with them and then turn around and do the deal with.
Yeah, people do it all the time, bro. So these are strategies that we all can do when these interest rates like this. So it's just other strategies. I mean, all we know if you just online is what? Fix it, flip, buy a house, use a lender, fix it up, resell it. But in my opinion, that's the worst strategy in real estate. The worst one, the absolute worst, especially if you're brand new. I would never tell somebody to start off doing a fix and flip. Your chances of failure is extremely high, bro.
Yo, what's goody, fam? Listen, I know. I'm going to let you get back to the episode, but I wanted to take a minute to let you know about the Human Behavior Mastery course. Yes, we have a course that we put together for coaches, consultants, corporate leaders, and entrepreneurs. I know you're listening to the pod and it's all of this numbers and the adaptive and the natural, the D, the I, the attributes. We put together a comprehensive course to walk you through exactly how to understand each one of the personality types, each one of the values, and we're going to show you exactly how to get the most out of each type. What things you need to avoid, what environments to put you in, and what pieces to put around you to be successful. So if you're looking at taking your business, your life, or your relationship to the next level, make sure you go check out the Human Behavior Mastery course. Back to the episode. All right, so we're gonna do this because now I'm gonna be selfish because my end game is always like my end game. Everything I do now, my end game is doors.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if I was looking to get started, right, and I completely understand the contractual agreement. I mean, I get the financial aspect. How do you get somebody started with finding the people to contact, and then what does that outreach look like for them to get the contact? I mean, get in contact with them, and then ultimately get a contract drafted where it's a legal binding agreement, and then do all this.
A whole lot of ways, man. Of course, you got a bunch of websites and softwares. I know the most popular one most people know is PropStream. I'm not sure if you heard that before, but you could pull a list of people. You could pull a list of people who are behind on child support, taxes, going through a bankruptcy, foreclosure, all accessible to the public. You got to go pay for the software. Not expensive, $99 a month. You could pull a list. You literally can go on Zillow tonight for free and just type in the search box, for sale by owner. And just find people who list in their properties themselves, not through a realtor. I like to go directly to owners. I really don't like to deal with realtors, to be honest with you. They just hold stuff up.
Decision maker.
Yeah, I'm going to the owner and we just have a simple conversation. The most important aspect of the conversation is asking them what their problem is and how can we fix it. 9 times out of 10 is they in this financial situation where they can't afford this house no more. So how do we solve that? Mr. Seller, so you said you're 2 months behind. How can we help you with this? What's the ideal situation for you, right? And then you try your best to make it happen. Sometimes you don't got to come out your pocket literally with no money. They just want out of the property. They literally give it to you for free. The payments is a burden on them. Sometimes they need moving expenses, right? Because if they leave in this house, they need somewhere to go. So I might cut a check for a couple thousand moving expenses for them to go move across town, move with a relative. So forget the contract. I tell people all the time, you brand new, we don't care about I don't care about no contracts, right? The most important part is finding the people who need our help. And then the other stuff is easy. Title, for real, a title company or a real estate attorney can handle all that. That's like, in the state of Atlanta, so not to get off topic, but different states has different call for different things when it comes to closing a real estate transaction. The state of Georgia, they got to use real estate attorneys. State of Maryland, we use title companies. They all essentially do the same thing. They the one who really they can draft all your paperwork. And honestly, bro, my last contract I did, I had Chat GPT write it up for me. I literally told it exactly what I wanted to do, spit it out, printed it, we all signed, took it to the title company. Like literally in like a minute, bro.
That's crazy.
So the paperwork, I don't know, some people be so infatuated on the contracts. Don't worry about the contract. Let's go find a great deal, bro. Let's go find a great deal. And it's the crazy part about this. We taking over somebody's house without actually applying for a mortgage. Like the lease option example, in that 24 months, right? We got the option to buy it. We don't have to buy it, right? So let's just say that the market crashed in 24 months. I'm not exercising my option. The owner got to take it back. But if it appreciates, all right, let's say she was selling to me for $150. Let's say the market appreciated to $250 in those 24 months. She have to sell it to me if I decide to exercise my option.
Oh, she has.
So now, yes, and because we locked in at that 150, and now we got $100K in equity. So now I can sell it. I mean, I could buy it myself and then resell it for a quick flip. It's so many. I could refinance. I could do so many different. it gives you so many options than just buying a house and locked in with a mortgage. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's a strategy I love teaching people. Matter of fact, one of my boys, Brian, he bought his primary residence, 6,000 square foot house in Houston, using that strategy to subject to, took over somebody's mortgage, swimming pool in the back. His whole family moved out there. So he bought his primary residence that way. His credit score not the best. He got great income. You know, as entrepreneurs, man, it's extremely hard to get qualified for a mortgage, especially when you fresh out.
It is.
So you got to learn other ways to get in these
creative
properties.
financing.
Yeah, creative financing, bro. It's so many ways, and it's more than that, bro. Novations, all kinds of stuff, bro. It's a lot of ways, bro. It's a lot of ways.
Listen, I see why your community loves you.
Oh yeah, bro. But I always start people at wholesaling, to be honest, though, because I want them to learn. Because wholesaling is foundational stuff. You know what I mean? Just learn how to find sellers, talk to sellers, negotiate, and then after you get some experience with that, then I'm like, all right, let's go get your first investment property now. So I like to take them to that next step. Let's go. If that's what they want to do, they want to go get their first investment property or property for themselves to live in. It's a lot of ways. And then markets like Toledo, Ohio, or like those Midwest markets where you still could buy properties turnkey, like move-in ready for $30K. Strategies I teach when it comes to that as well. I'm off of like trying to take on more debt. I'm like, I don't want no more mortgages, bro. Like next thing you know, you turn 50, you trying to get out the game and you got 30 properties and they all got mortgages on them. Like that's a lot, bro. Like it's just a lot to keep up with, and I'm trying to get rid of my single families. To be honest with you, this year I've been selling my single families. I want to get into commercial, and I just want everything paid off, bro. Like
that's really interesting because most people
don't associate
real estate with debt, right?
It gets you in the game.
You hear, well, the good debt is,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so just to hear that you saying that is very counterintuitive, but it's
imagine, bro. Somebody started real estate at 25 years old. They bought one property a year for 10 years, 10 properties by the time they're 35. And they don't buy no more. And then all they do is just pay off those properties, right? And let's say $2,000 a month each for rent. And they all paid off free and clear and you're in your 50s. Bro, you could chill. You ain't worried about nothing. They paid off free and clear. So that's cash flow that's coming in. Don't get me wrong, stuff might happen to the property. You still got real estate taxes, but bro, that's a peace of mind, bro. That's a peace of mind where you ain't gotta worry about nothing. Like that's what type of time I'm on right now. And again, my mindset wasn't always this. My mindset was definitely like you just said, leverage my eyeballs out, bro. Get as many properties as possible and keep refinancing, doing the whole burst strategy. But and I talk to people older than me who've been in the game. Again, I only been in the game for 12 years. I got people who've been in this game for 20, 30 years. Now they are in their 50s and 60s and they telling me, trust me. You don't want to be that guy 60 with 60 properties and you got $10 million of debt. It ain't the move, bro. And then you put a burden on your family too. Now we all talk about leaving legacy and leaving properties to our families, but I'm not trying to leave we don't know what our kids gonna do with our money, with our assets. My daughter, I highly doubt my daughter gonna want to take over a portfolio of 60 properties. It's not her interest. She don't care about that. She'll sell it for whatever, just to get rid of it, because it's gonna be an inconvenience to her. I'd rather pass her a free and clear property where, all right, if she do sell it, now she get all the cash flow. I don't want, honestly, a lot of I got buyers who been in the game for a long time. They liquidate when they owe. They liquidate. They cash out their entire rental portfolio and put it in and put all the money into an S&P 500 and just live off of like the interest, stuff like that. They just live off the interest. They don't care. Like real estate, I think now is becoming. It's not overrated. Real estate is a powerful tool to build wealth, but it's kind of overrated in the sense that it takes a long time, first and foremost. People think real estate, they think, oh, I'm gonna get rich. Bro, that shit take a while. You know how many properties you gotta get to make $10,000 a month? Because to net $10,000 a month off of real estate, you probably gotta own 30 doors. There's serious. That's a lot of
30 doors.
About net.
Or your properties just have your deals got to be impeccable.
Yeah, and not in this climate. Stuff is expensive now. The margins is no. This ain't back in the day where you can find a 30K property. You still can in certain markets, but it's very rare. Very rare. You really gotta have a lot of doors to really cash flow. It's a journey, bro.
Yeah, it reminds me. My mom used to be like, "Man, you so smart, you stupid." Like you trying to find all these fancy, crazy ways to do this. Just keep it simple. Like just do this. Simple, and I'm hearing you talk about real estate, and you see the content, and people like, nah, but if you do this, and then if you shrink a midget and put it in the corner for 3 days, then you'll be able to take that midget later and trade it in. It's like, yo, bro, what are you talking about? What are we even doing here?
Is not this. I got 27 doors, right? It probably gross. I'm not talking about net. It probably bring out 18,000 a month. Out of that 18,000, I'll probably take home $7,000. That's it, $7,000. So think about that, bro. Like, and that's 27. And bro, tenants in Baltimore, you don't want those problems. Matter of fact, I heard y'all got the worst laws.
We have the worst.
Ours bad too, but I heard y'all's was real bad.
Worst laws.
So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Which is why I'm like, man, I'm trying to get rid of them and buy. And that's why I bought the 6 unit. I want a lot of tenants, one roof. I just want, and it's still gonna be a problem, but I just want one roof. And don't get me wrong, bro. I got property managers. Like, soon as I buy a property, I hand the keys off. Don't call me. They just send me an email. So how I got it set up, they got a threshold. Any repair that's under $200, just do it without my permission. Anything over, just send me an email and let me approve it. Cause I just want to see what it is first. Make sure they ain't trying to get over. But bro, it's properties I haven't seen in 5 years. I don't know what they look like. I don't care what they look like. I don't get caught up. It's not. I don't. You never want to make investment properties emotional, bro. To me, it's numbers. Some of them in the hood. I don't got to live there. I don't care they're in the hood. I'm not living there. Leave them.
You trying to buy something in New York?
Hell no, bro. I'm good.
Might have a little building or something.
Bro, like I'm trying to, like you said, I'm trying to simplify as much as possible.
Nah, you said you wanted the door, you wanted the buildings and all that stuff.
Yeah, and this is the thing about real estate, man. When you get caught up in the jam as far as cash, like when you need cash, because I got caught up a couple of times where cash was low, because a lot of people be asset rich with no money, no liquid, and that's I hit that a lot of times.
Yeah,
bro, you feel broke still, like you waiting, like you living month to month, you waiting for that money to come in from your tenants. So the good thing about real estate is you always can sell it to get a quick 50 piece. You feel me? So that's why I do love real estate, man. My motto is I don't buy something I can't sell. If I can't sell it no more, I ain't really buying. We just talking about clothes and stuff. That's why I just go to Target now, bro. Like I'm not about to spend $1,000 on all types of stuff if I can't resell it back. That's why I buy real estate.
Assets.
Assets, bro. Assets.
Like
real assets though.
Buying income.
Yes.
It's a concept.
Yes.
Buying cash flow.
Not this watch. Messing with this social media stuff got me buying $10,000 watches. Like, it's an asset. I'm like, back in my mind, like, it's not an asset. I bought it, and I'm just like, and I just be looking like how much they selling for. Just like, bro, they gonna sell for around the same. Like, it's not an asset, bro. Like, that's not real assets. I don't care what nobody say. The only
something else with the money and made.
Yeah, bro. I'm just like, the only real.
But that's
asset.
honest though. Like sometimes. You know what? The one thing I realized is you don't realize certain things specifically, especially about money, until you get some money and you realize like, oh,
you start doing stuff
because it's real easy to be like, bro, I'm telling you that ain't it. You're like, bro, I never had it, so I'm trying to see what's up until you get it, and then it's like.
Man, it kind of reminds me when I was younger, man. Mostly everybody probably sold weed at some point in their life, bro. And you used to be talking and seeing your boys and everybody go crazy selling weed, thinking like they getting money, and then you actually get in it. You're like, damn, I'm doing all this, doing this illegal for $100. You're like, y'all making this look a little better than what it is, bro. Like, man, I'm not messing with y'all, bro. Like, then you mess around, get caught up. I mean, luckily I never got caught up in no mess when it comes to drugs or nothing, but it could have went left fast, bro. Just looking at, again, with the outside though, when you online on social media, I'm looking at, all the social media gurus and stuff, and they like showing their numbers, not knowing what's behind that. I had $1 million a month, had $1 million a year, not knowing like, man, you netted it $50K, bro.
And so me being a guy that worked on Wall Street, I'm looking like that's like one of the first skills you're gonna learn is breaking down financial statements, P&Ls and all that.
I just learned about all that this year, bro. Like I'm talking about numbers, like P&Ls and
projections and formulas and EBITDA and pulling all of it.
Facts. When I tell you, my mindset was always, long as I'm making more than what I'm spending. That was my metric.
So my MBA is in finance.
Okay.
So
the
numbers, the projections, all that. Just okay, cool. Like I could build you out. Here's the thing. I can build you a business model that's profitable. You just plug in.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
It's like a recipe. This is the inputs. This is the outputs. Don't do nothing extra.
Yeah.
Don't try to add no spice and none. Do this, and this is going.
Yeah. But people don't stick to it. People want to do their own thing. They want to add some spice to it.
Yeah.
Switch up the formula.
And one of my favorite, it makes me laugh. It was a joint. It was one of your ride along joints, and you was talking about people wanting to fix their credit.
Oh man, the credit, bro. When I tell you though,
y'all watching that joint laughing because it's like very matter of fact and simple. It's like, bro, just pay it.
I ain't gonna lie. Honestly, the whole credit space, credit gurus, that right there was like that first and foremost, it's literally messing our culture up, bro. Like no BS, bro. Like I'll be sitting there just thinking like, what? It's working. Like it's making the person who's telling people to do this, is making them money. But at the same time, it's really hurting us so bad, bro. We get the most famous saying when it comes to credit, I can help you get $200,000 business funding without no
docs.
And it's just like in my mind, right? Because to somebody who broke, that's everything. I'm doing whatever it takes.
$250.
I'm doing whatever it takes to get this too. But you got to action. I'm saying the thing like, bro, the people, why are you even in a situation where you need this money? Right? That's what I be asking myself. Most of those people got the most terrible money habits. The last thing they need access to is 200 bands of debt. They don't know what to do with it. Their money habits is terrible. They don't know how to flip the money. And it's just like, we glorifying a lot of these people, telling our culture to do this, bro. It's really, people come in my program, and when I tell you, a lot of people come to my program come from other programs, real estate and credit programs. They come to my program, and I'm like, bro, who told you this? Like, who told you to do this? Or who told you this works? And they be like, such and such. And I be like, bro, like, it's all, and I got to clean up a lot of mess from what they done told these people. It don't work. You really got to start from ground zero. I think I was listening to Dave Shan's podcast a couple weeks ago, the whole Dave Ramsey thing, reading the Dave, bro, what Dave Ramsey is saying for our culture works. You need to do it. Dead serious. Bro, what is practical is going to get you out of debt. Get out of debt. And the reason I love Dave Ramsey, I actually did Dave Ramsey before. The reason I love it is because the money habits. The money habits is what's the most important thing in my opinion. It's not that, pay off debt and, eat noodles every night. That's the bad thing. It's just, it gets you in a habit of paying off debt, saving money. Once you learn and actually grasp that concept, now let's talk about investing. But I'm not big on people going into debt to buy nothing, bro. Real estate, yeah, but knowing how to exit that, how to get out of that debt as soon as possible is where I'm at now. I ain't messing with the debt, bro. But don't get me wrong, because I gotta be honest about this. There was times I went into debt when I didn't have it, and it did change my life though. So, but that depends on what kind of person you are. So that's where you come in. What kind of person are you?
Say more about that.
Because, right, same people, super ambitious. So in 2011, I paid a real estate mentor, $5,000 at the time, bro. That was I had to max my credit card out. And mind you, I'm already in massive debt. I graduated with $80,000 in student loan debt, car note, everything. Mind you, like my mom just passed away. I ain't got nowhere to go. Debt is crazy. So paid $5,000 for this mentorship. And in my mind, I'm always been super ambitious. I'm gonna make this work, right? So I maxed it out, and then next thing you know, I start closing deals. But it was a lot of work, a lot of things that didn't go well, and it took me 8 months to close my first deal. So I spent $5,000 and I'm failing. I'm doing everything wrong. It took 8 months to close my first grand, to first close my first deal. Most people ain't got that. Most people don't have that 8-month patience. They don't have that mindset. So.
And what did you net on that deal?
I made less than $5,000.
So you made less than $5,000
on that deal, but I
set you up.
Yeah, it was a proof of concept, reality check. That was a reality check for me. I can do it now. So now let's turn up. That's why that first deal is always the most important, no matter how much it is.
You paid $5,000 for confidence.
For confidence, that's really what it is. $5,000 for confidence, bro, and just prove to myself that I can do it. Priceless. Now I got some education and I got this experience that I can now. I'll be able to make more money. But for somebody not with the right mind, that's why what I was just telling you, in order to get in my community, we got to have a conversation with you. Ain't no link. Because if we don't feel as though you got that mindset, we know it's going to take months. We know it's going to take months to get a deal. It's not going to happen overnight. You know, you're going to hear advertisements saying make $30,000 in 7 days, stuff like that kind of catchy stuff. The reality is it's not going to be, for most people, they might luck up. It's going to take minimum 3 months. And if we sense you ain't got that confidence, we're not going to take your bread. You're not ready yet. That's why that phone conference, like you said, you want good people in your community who ready to go, work, coachable, this, that, and the third. Because if not, bro, they're going to ask for a refund. They're going to say it's a scam. It's not that, bro. You wasn't ready, which is why I really don't be doing the whole link stuff no more.
Yeah, I have clients that bring me on to hire staff for them or bring that, and I'm big on fit.
What you mean?
Fit first.
Okay.
So does this person fit the team?
Yeah.
And fit the culture?
Okay.
And then, because my framework is like, who are you?
Yeah.
Who are you and who aren't you?
Okay.
And then let's build a team around you that complements you.
Facts.
But in building the people around you, fit is the most important thing.
Okay.
Because I can teach you skill. I can teach you the way I want something done. But I need you to fit the culture. I need our core values to align.
Facts, bro.
Because then as a leader, once I have the pieces in place, now I can scale culture and the team grows and we you know what I mean? We doing legendary things.
That's bro. What you do is probably either people don't know about it or it's underappreciated. And I didn't, again, bro, until you came on a call and really start breaking certain things down. Because right after the call, I did my own. Like I started doing. Yeah. You had me in a rabbit hole, bro. I'm like, yo, like this makes so much sense. Why is this not working? Why that's not working? Why that's not working? Like I got the wrong people in place. I legit got the wrong people in place, bro. And that's what made me kind of transition to the sales stuff, like getting a sales team.
It makes a difference. And sometimes the sales process is, you know, probably longer than others because it's an education process. But the reality is once you get those right people around you, once your culture is established, it's all it is us scaling that up, right? And like I had someone that was you know, we were talking about working together, just then paying out. But the person was looking to hire like 3 chief level, you know, people with them.
Okay. And
realistically, like headhunters, recruiters, or things like that, it's 20% of it's really straightforward. But the person couldn't quite see the value. I don't argue with nobody about nothing. I don't get into
But I think that's the thing, bro, because I ain't gonna lie. I didn't never see the value. When somebody, again, I don't think a lot of people really know about it. And then when you do tell them, like, I don't need that. Right. That was my mindset. Like, I don't need that. Like,
until you realize what it's costing you not to have.
So, I think, but because you just said, well, I ain't got time to educate them. Bro, they when I tell you people need that.
No, I didn't say I didn't have. I said it takes a long time.
Oh, okay.
I mean, everything I'm doing is educating them.
Yeah.
But I'm not forcing. I'm not selling nobody. Like I will educate you, but I'm not going to convince you.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
Like it's a timing thing. It's a fit thing. Like sometimes it takes people to experience some stuff and come back around, and they're like, "Oh, that's okay, I get it."
That's a
So
fact.
it's like, cool, if you look in the, you think about where you are and the stress of building a business, or you want to scale the business, or you have more demand than you have supply,
Yeah.
whether it's
Then-
attention or a physical product, getting you a COO, a CMO, and even a director of sales or something.
Yeah.
How much is putting those people in place and having them in alignment with your culture saving you in stress, in worry, anxiety, just taking losses trying to figure out what they're already experts at, and the upside of the culture add and the productivity.
That's a fact, bro. But you gotta also think, well, for me, I'm talking from experience, who we actually talking to, who my audience is, who I'm talking to. They trying to figure out where the next meal coming from, bro.
And and you know what's real? That's part of why I started the podcast, is to have the conversations about these things that seem so like esoteric and far-fetched. And I'm like, nah, like people are doing it and living it every day.
Yeah.
And like, let me just help explain what some of this stuff is and how it connects to things that we already doing day to day.
Oh, that's true. Just kind of, I guess, exposing them to it, letting them just.
Yeah, it's like having the conversations.
That was back to the conversation we said earlier about New York versus the mid.
Yeah.
In New York, just to get an audience some background. So I had made a post saying, the famous saying, if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. And I told Wayne, I don't like that saying. I don't like the saying because New York is a lot of opportunity. It's a lot of possibilities that could happen compared to somebody living in the middle of nowhere, Toledo, Ohio, Boise, Idaho. Like, it's nothing there. So back to what you saying, exposure. Ain't no exposure. And we could go back and forth on this, but ain't no exposure.
It's a chicken and an egg, right?
Ain't no exposure in the middle of nowhere. So they can't even fathom what it looks like to have a CEO, to be a business owner, have a CEO, right? Because they don't see that. Whereas though the culture here, Atlanta, somewhere like New York, they're like, damn, he did it, I could do it. But somebody in the middle of nowhere, they ain't see nobody do it.
Listen, I was doing work in Iowa, and I was there for days, and I couldn't count 10 people.
Yeah.
It was like some real get out stuff.
Yeah,
I'm like, and somebody was like, yo, there's some people they have never seen in person, a black person. And I was like,
crazy,
that's
bro.
crazy to me.
That's crazy. That's insane.
But it's real. It's a reality. There's some people that have never experienced what it is to live in snow.
Yeah, I know people like that.
You feel them? Like,
never
it's
seen
just,
snow.
It is
like
what
person.
it is.
Yeah.
So, I always take that, but I've realized like teaching is part of the journey.
Yeah.
Right. And it may take some folks some time. You know what I mean? Like, I've had a couple of people be like, yo, even when you try to like keep it simple, it's still a very advanced thought process. And
depending on who you're talking to, that's a fact, bro.
And I'm like, all right, cool. Well, for me, I just got to play the long game. You know what I mean? And I'm cool with that because that's my journey and that's my process and that's my work. But the New York thing, like, again, what I was saying is like, it's competitive. It is the most competitive environment. And so because there's so many factors, yes, there is more opportunity there than it's the capital of the world, financial capital of the world, media capital, all. It's a global market, but it's a global market. So you got everybody coming to get these finite resources, and you have to cut. You got to cut it. You got to stand out above the other 10 million people to get this, or you know what I mean? So like, it depends on how you look at it or what your perspective is. But like, that's where the saying comes from. Just the speed at which we move is different. A lot of places is more chill. They ain't work. It's like,
so if somebody came out and said, who was born and raised and live in Toledo, Ohio, and said, if you can make it out of Toledo, you can make it out of anywhere. How would you accept that? Like, how would you perceive that?
Based on the way you described it, I'd be like, I get it. It can't you. It's nothing out there. But for me,
So everybody can't say that though. No matter where you live at, I can't. It's not. Then the saying the saying is pointless. Then
no, it's relative though, right? Because it's
okay, yeah.
I just said, "Oh, you an expert?"
It
You
is.
like, "Am I?" Well, you an expert to somebody.
It is.
Expertise is relative.
It
So
is.
difficulty is relative. Money is relative.
Yeah, it is. I see what you're saying now.
Like there's people where it's like they might look at it's got a bag or they got cool, but there's somebody over here that's going crazy.
So Kim Kardashian, right? Let's say Blue, Beyonce, Blue. If she make it billionaire status,
I think she's like the richest minor.
Let's say she said, if I can make it being their parents, anybody can. Her perspective, she's entitled to say that.
If she could make it having
If I could make it with Jay-Z and Beyonce as my mom and dad, and then I could make it anywhere. Something to that effect. From her perspective.
Well, I would ask her what she means by that. And if she
because my parents was tough on me.
And the pressure of growing up in the public and
whereas though everybody else would be like, what? You had all the resources.
You know what the realization is? People think first world problems aren't problems.
Yeah, that's facts.
Right? Mm-hmm. So there are real life problems that people do. First world problems is cool. Like, and I say a first world problem, if I gave you $1 billion in cash and told you had to count it all by hand, that's real stress.
Yeah, that's a fact.
If I say, yo, I'm going to fill this whole room with money and every bill that you count by hand, you can keep, it's stress. Or people don't realize, oh, I make all this money, but I have to pay it in taxes. Or,
got hit with that.
Or when you have a booming year and you ain't paid the quarterlies to meet up, then that tax bill hit you. People don't even understand that. I just had somebody. I had somebody like, "Oh, you don't get a tax return." I'm like, "You still get a tax return?"
Yeah,
I'm like, but it's different. It's having first world problems. I mean, or people knowing you, or knowing you got money, or knowing you got a certain level of attention, certain level of. So there's people don't realize, for example, there's a blessing with not being known. Oh, there's a blessing. Facts. There's a blessing in operating in obscurity, where nobody can see where you make a mistake. So the same way there's a blessing with being known, there's also a curse to that too, and vice versa. So again, I say that to say it all depends on where you coming from and the point you're trying to make.
That you got a point with that for sure. All perspective, where you coming from, where you starting at.
Because my metric was just off of competitiveness. Yeah. Your metric was on opportunity.
Yeah.
So based on your metric, that makes sense. But based on mine, I'll be like, yo, there's nobody out there. So who are you fighting? It's like, go build something and
nobody right or wrong. Nobody right or wrong for sure.
Yeah. So
I see what you're saying now.
I
makes sense.
One of the things my pops told me, he's like, yo, everybody is right. Because you're right based on your lived experience and your perspective.
That's facts, bro. And even when somebody do something wrong and they tell you and you get in their head like, why? What made you make this decision to do this? You're right. I understand why you did it. But it's still wrong, but he's right in his perspective on why he did what he did, type of thing.
Yeah,
so I understand. I see what you're saying.
No, it's like that. I remember even when we first met, and again, me, you, and your wife was talking, and she was saying something. I'm like, no, he's not.
Oh yeah, she probably was like, he don't talk to nobody,
and I'm like, no, like it's this. Or I remember I just took a moment to be like, yo, what's going on, fam? Cool.
Yeah.
No, because that's the language that we speak. We speak the same language, so
yeah. Facts.
For us, that like this is cool, but like that ain't his thing. We got to be here for a second, right? And I think once you understand everybody's perspective and where they're coming from, that's what. Because when you're one of the person that make people feel understood, or like you get them, then you get them.
Yeah, that's a fact, and that's what and if you think people who actually got that characteristic, bro, who actually can do that. Probably some of the most powerful people in the world, bro. Mm-hmm. I be thinking about Barack Obama all the time. I think he's very charismatic, bro. I think he could make you feel like he understands you. That's why I think he was loved as a president, especially from our culture. Like he just went I'm not sure. I met him before. You be around?
No, I was invited to the White House during his presidency.
Oh, for real? And yeah, bro, he just had a sense of like. Matter of fact, I got this from Rick Ross too. I met Rick Ross last year, or earlier this year. And even though he this mega star, I met him at an event. Like, damn, bro made me feel like I can go get it. Like he just made me feel good. Like he had that gene. It wasn't, and it's just like if you could, man.
You know what Obama said in that time? He said something that changed the way I think about it. He said, I don't speak to impress, I speak to resonate. And I was like, huh? In my mind, I'm like, bro,
I can see that though.
You got staffers, you got whatever. He's like, my ticket is punched. I don't need to do. I've already done something that like can never be done again. But when I speak, I want people to identify with Barry that was in Chicago doing community work or what. And then I was like, oh, so that's the dynamic, relatable nature why we feel like you my pops or my uncle or it's the.
And that's probably why I can't be around people. Like, because people always want to like, I feel like, I'm not sure they're doing it on purpose. They feel like they got to prove something to me. Yo, I did this, I got this. Like just about themselves. And I got to fall back. And we was talking about, when we talk about Atlanta, not everybody, but that's why I'm like, I can never live in a place where I feel like that. I'm not saying that they even are doing it on purpose, but it's just like, relax. Like, relax. I got to be around people who I can resonate with, bro.
Yeah, no.
I can, bro. It'd be extremely difficult for me to be around people. And my wife be knowing, too. She's like, you ready to go in? Like, you already know. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. No, I give the look. I'm like.
Yeah, she already know what time it be. I just came from a corporate, she got a job. We came from a holiday party. We the only. And it was just as awkward as hell, bro. Again, they wasn't resonating with me. And then they was going out their way to compliment us. And I don't think it was genuine. It was annoying. They kept complimenting us because we was black, bro. And it was just making me uncomfortable. And I was like, yo, bro, like I ain't want to go in to begin with. But she tried to make an impression, right? She just started working there. And it's, again, I don't know if they're not doing it on purpose, but, and they seem like a good company. It's just, I can't be around that too long.
Yeah, you become allergic to it. Like, I'm like, and shout out to Rome and Chris, my peoples, they out in Boston. They first introduced me to this concept of just they got a clothing brand.
Yeah.
And one of their things was like allergic to fake shit. And it's just like, I can't anything. You know, like I wouldn't phrase it that way, but I embody that. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, it just I got to be authentic to myself.
I misread that a lot of times too, bro. Like, what's his name? Maddie CEO.
Yeah, CEO.
I never met him. On social media, I was like, "There's no way I can hang around." Right in my mind, I met him, bro. He was the coolest person.
So
genuine,
super chill. Quiet.
I got to get myself together because I did that about 3 different times. Like, damn, these are genuine, cool. Like, this is just how they are. Why am I like? And I'm judging them off of what I see until I meet them. Like, damn, like he was giving me like, I ain't asked for nothing. Like, it wasn't no. And I was like, damn, that kind of like made me.
You think that come from like growing up in the street type of, or just like?
I have no idea where it came from. Maybe you can help me out with that because I have no idea really where that came from.
I know. For me, like. Growing up in the street, I'm naturally I'm not a warm person. I'm not like, and I'm always kind of like, so it's almost like when Hov said, nigga gotta admire me from 4 fiends away. Like, you can't, like, you're not, I'm always like, I gotta feel the energy out and see what's happening. Right. And sometimes you do misread people. There's plenty of people that probably misread me, like, oh, he's a jerk.
Yeah, I get that.
Oh, he's or whatever, and they're like, oh, you actually real cool. Like you, like, I'm like, yeah, I'm just not super warm and fuzzy at hello.
It keep us out of rooms too, though. I know that kept me out of a lot of rooms.
Oh, it definitely keeps me out of rooms.
Keep me out of just a lot of opportunities and stuff.
My entire life, I have been the dude that gets the pep talk before they go. Like, bro,
give the pep talk?
No, like I get the pep talk.
Okay.
It's like, bro, you gotta smile.
Yeah.
Like, go in here, like, bro, smile. Even with like chicks, they be like, yo, bro, don't say nothing crazy. You gonna scare them away.
Me too, bro.
They like, yo, like, smile, be cool.
Yeah, that's a fact. Same here.
And it's like, yo, I'm chilling. I'm not doing nothing. Like, what are y'all talking about? And it's just like,
your friend is me.
Right. Your energy is not warm. It's not inviting. And it's just like,
I'm trying to work on how you work on that, bro. Because I definitely want to feel like you could talk to me. People be feeling like, yo, he gonna be mean. He I don't know, but I still get that to this day, bro.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think everybody has a different perspective, and I think it's just being open to being curious, right? Curiosity. Curiosity for me is one of the most important skills you can develop.
Being curious.
Just being approaching things, seeking to understand versus approaching it from a place of knowing already.
Okay. Yeah.
So
all right, that makes sense now.
Like, all right, man, like, cool. Like, I see you got, like, where does that come from?
I get that too from my wife. You think you know everything? You think you know it all?
No, but it's being self-assured. It's like, oh, I know. I don't know everything, but I know my world.
Yeah.
I know what I like. I know what I don't like. I know my stance on this versus that. And I'm one of those people, like, I don't want to control nobody. I don't want to but I don't want nobody controlling me.
Yeah, that's right. Controlling me, bro.
I need space to explore and be free.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I'm a demon.
Do you have, like, not a loner, but do you have times where you just want to by yourself?
Yes.
Like, often, like,
I require it.
Yeah. Okay.
I need it from everybody. Like, even my kids, I'm like, I need, like, give me 15 minutes. Give me, like,
yeah, like, you just need some
time.
I need that daily, bro.
Because people get upset with me just at the pace at which I speak or the pace at which I process. Like, when stuff is happening, I need to process. Like, I need to, like, sit. Like, if we having a conversation, I'm, like, sitting thinking. I'm like, oh, all right, cool. Like, or you might ask me a question and I'm like,
I see what you're saying.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
And somebody might be like,
looking for feedback right away.
And I'm like,
you processing it, like,
let me take what you
fully
saying.
Understand what he's saying or what he's asking or something.
Yeah, or what's being said or what's not being said. Because somebody might look at it like, well, what's taking you so long? And I might be like, well, did you think about what was being said before you answered? Because you just...
I'm like that when I read books too, but I got to read the joint a line like 3 times sometimes. Like, hold on, let me make sure this makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Like, I would go back.
I read the book and I take notes as I'm reading it. So it takes me...
Okay, so
I read super quick, but, like, I would read books faster. But while I'm reading, I'm like, oh, that's a good one. Like, because I'm like a book snob, so I don't like highlighting in books.
Okay, yeah.
So
I used to be like that, but I highlight now.
But, like, the only books I've ever put a highlighter to is, like, Alex Hormozy's books.
Okay,
and that's because of the way that they are. Yeah. But I don't. I also, like, I take notes on the books, so I'll be like, pull out notes app.
Yeah, that's interesting, bro. Definitely got a lot of common when it comes to the way we are, bro, for sure. But definitely trying to break a couple things about myself.
No, I think it's speaking to what you said earlier about is it probable? It's about iteration. So the way that I looked at it is almost like how software developers have version control.
Okay.
So it's
that's what
like, so back in the days when we had AOL, right? And why did I just do that? I was just dating crazy.
We was in high school AOL.
That was wicked. But
might have been late 90s.
But AOL, they had AOL, just AOL, then they had AOL 2.0.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And they had the little disc. Mm-hmm. And then it was like AOL 2.1.
I definitely remember that.
And then it was like 2.2, 2.2.1. So, and they would have the update. It's updating. It's version control. It's iteration. Yes. So where you was teaching people like, yo, don't go for the building first. Just do wholesaling and get it's but doing that with your own personal development. Yeah. Like, yeah, I want to be, you know, I want people to receive me the way that I am, but I see there's a barrier. Yeah. So maybe this version is like, yo, when I think about somebody, I just hit them up.
I have a hard time with that too. It'd be times where,
but you got to give yourself grace. Like, so I'm not walking in the room and trying to strategize with work in the room and doing.
I wanted to come naturally. That's what I'm saying. I wanted to come naturally.
When you see me, I was in my own space, doing my own thing. We probably would have never spoke if your wife didn't stop and speak to me.
Yeah, that's a fact. Well, probably wouldn't have. That's crazy. That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't want to be like that. There's a time and place for that, but I really got to get out this shell, bro. Like, I'm telling you, I know it's holding me back from a lot of different things.
Me personally, my thing is like, yo, I'd rather go a mile deep than a mile wide. So the people I do build with, it's real
connections,
deep, like, and I'm going to ask the questions, and I do care. I don't have bandwidth to care like that across the board. So it might be maybe a handful of people, that I invest a super amount of energy into. And that's fruitful. And like, if that's the season we in, that's the season we in. But I don't beat myself up about being like,
I just want to have that attribute to where I walk in the room and people be like, I like him. Without me having to do too much. Like, I don't get that.
Yeah, I don't care about nobody. Like,
just as a, like, I don't know, bro. I just, because I know what it feels like.
People say I'm mysterious.
Yeah, that could be one too. Mysterious,
it's
or
like,
just
what's
like
his vibe. I'm just like, all right, I'm cool. I'm here. I don't have like
I like his energy. Like, I want that. Like, yo, I like his energy.
Some people really do have good energy, and
that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to adapt, because I just feel like if I'm kind of just, you know how we are, it's just like they're never gonna say that. They're not gonna say he got good energy unless we start getting into real.
No, but you know what they do? They have respect, and they see confidence, and that stabilizes a space. So you think about the people that you connected to. Most of the people connect with you probably because they feel safe and secure around you. Okay. Or they feel like you're a level-headed person.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's probably one of the.
So you probably around a bunch of people that's like high energy, or they turbos, or they anxious, or they worriers, and you kind of like, all right, what we talking about? Like,
yeah, that's a problem too. Because wifey always worrying, and I be like,
yeah,
relax. Then I don't care about that. All right, man.
Right, and so it's, and I think that's a real thing, is not being performative about your emotions. But letting people know, like, this is the way I'm showing you that I care. And maybe we don't speak the same language, but, like, I don't want to do anything inauthentic or something that's performative, but, like, let's figure out how to communicate that I do care and I'm here to support you, so also that you feel like I'm showing up.
Yeah, definitely. That's great. We just had this conversation, me and wifey, bro. Literally just had this conversation.
Nah, it's real. I was just having a conversation with my wife. Like, yo, like let's.
Somebody passed away in her family, bro. Like, I feel like the worst person, because I really, in my mind, I want to be there for it, and I'm trying to figure out how to do it. But at the same time, I'm like, man, it's life. It happens. We got to move forward. Like, we can't be harping on this for weeks. But in her eyes, there's no timeline on that. Like, let me.
And I feel like those people who feel like that, they feel like that's a superpower. They may feel like, oh, I'm all over the place. I feel like there's beauty in making somebody feel. As somebody who, not saying I don't have feelings, but I'm not like, you have to move me for me to like.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's facts, bro.
So that's a power. So it's just understanding from the point of view, the value add, and how that value add fits.
No, that's a lot to think about when it comes to that for me, bro. Because I'll be dealing with that like internally myself, bro, trying to figure this out.
Yeah, no, I get it.
My daughter be crying about. We was doing homework last night, and it's some simple math stuff, and like she not I'm not responding the way she want me to, she start crying. And I'm like, damn, like my baby girl. So I'm just like, all right. Like I'm trying to figure out softer ways and better communication, like just to let her know, all right.
You got to figure it out because I'm telling you, she's going to get to an age, like, and she's going to get to an age where she start icing you because she feel like
I know
you can't connect with
I'm trying to prevent that.
It's gonna you might be emotionless with a bunch of stuff, but when it comes from her, it's gonna hit.
Yeah, it already did one time. I was like, damn, like I ain't handle that well.
And then you very quickly figure out how to adjust so that you can connect with her and meet her there, because if she feels like that emotionally, she can't
come to
be
daddy.
said.
I can't make a mistake in front of daddy. I'm gonna stop telling daddy now. I'm just gonna do stuff behind his back type of.
And then
I ain't with that. I'm trying to
you gotta
that.
understand also that it might not be a big deal to you, but for her and her little mind, it's a big deal.
Yeah, for sure. I know. That's what I'm saying, man. It's an ongoing thing with me, bro. Cause she know, and it's crazy because she know to go to her mom for certain things and know to come to me for certain things. So
that's what it is. That's the value of.
I just want a teenager when she reached those ages of that I can go tell daddy anything. We could talk about anything without her feeling that I'm going to be some kind of way.
You got to earn that though.
Yeah, so I'm done. Putting the work in now, bro.
You got to earn it. Listen, I'm only saying that because I'm doing the same thing. Yeah. I got to, like there's a certain softness that you.
Maybe I should have boys like you said, bro. Don't say anything because the boys they go, you a man, bro. Stop tripping, bro.
Nah, but it's different though too. I tell people it's not you don't ever love one more than the other. You connect with them in different ways. Yeah,
I can see that.
But it's different. Your daughter, you want to protect her and keep her and do all of those, and your son, you want to pour into him. You want to give him his sense of self and his sense of confidence and like, you know what I mean? But because you know what he got to deal with in the world. So it just, and it's I
don't know, bro. This life. This I'm not gonna lie, man. Life in the past 3 years, the way I look at it is when I tell you this joint is day and night. Then when I was like 5 years ago, it's crazy how I look at stuff, how I view people, how I perceive stuff is insane to me, bro. Not to get off topic, man, I went down a rabbit hole the other night because it's a lot of deaths going on in my family, people dying, and I'm really trying to fully understand what happens to people after they die. What really happens now to them. I went down this rabbit hole. Now I'm starting researching, and I'm looking at the universe. I'm questioning everything, curiosity, like you said. And they like astronomers. They got timeline on when the universe started, and in my mind I'm like, huh, how? And now you just start thinking,
I got resources for you for days. I'm gonna give you offline.
I was in a rabbit hole at like 4 a.m.
But past life regressions and all that.
I was looking at all that stuff.
Nah,
bro.
I got resources. I'm gonna share with you. Like my pops, like he be into that type of stuff and just how conscious resets and shifts itself. Like,
and then I left that night like. I left like, do all this even mean anything?
He was in the Matrix.
I was in the Matrix. I was like, bro, this don't even mean nothing. I said, none of this shit mean nothing. Like, and then it just had me, I was like, damn, bro, like we just here. And I was like, bro, in 1,000 years, nobody going to even know I existed ever. All this legacy, all this stuff. And 1,000 years from now, nobody even going to know that we existed.
In 50 years.
It depends. We still know Martin Luther King. We know of. I'm just saying.
That's Martin Luther King.
But that's what I'm saying. The majority of people, you right, 50 years.
But why do we know him?
Like your great-great-grandfather, who is it?
You don't.
He probably bust his for you.
Your grandchildren might not know you.
That's what I'm saying.
Your great-grandchildren are definitely not going to know you. And if they do know your name, they're not going to have a connection to you.
That's what I'm trying to say. It's
so
just
why
like,
do you care?
That's what I don't know. It just was interesting. It was something new.
But even I'm just saying that was a rhetorical.
Yeah, I know.
But even think about it. When they put you in the dirt,
it's over, bro.
your kids might even, they gonna come visit you. And then after a while, they're gonna keep going on with their life. And then it's daddy death anniversary or his birthday. And then it's like, so that's why for me, sometimes I really got to put that in perspective. So I could be like, I don't give a I'm living for
me.
This is my journey. Yes, I love you, but I can't abandon myself and my journey.
Man, I had told one of my students the other day when I was asking, like, why you doing all this and the third? She was like, I'm doing this for my kids, right? And then that's when I started thinking about, when I was watching, I was like, to be honest with you, you get one life. You got to live this for you. Your kids is very important, but you got to do this for you. And when I said it, she was like, she ain't really feel it. She wasn't really feeling it. And it really came from my heart when I was saying it, though. Like, yo, you truly have to live. Because at the end of the day, when you going, your kids going to continue to live their life. And you're not going to matter that much. I'm telling you right now. And then you ever see the poll where they were like, put these three in order: your kids, your mom, your wife? Mm-hmm. And then, because I always said the wife. I always say wife first. Most people say my kids or my mom first or something like that. And I'd be like, bro, once your kids turn 18 and they go move out, they're not worried about you no more. You still got to live with your wife for the rest of your life. This is the person who's going to be with you till you die.
Yeah, and that's the only person you made a vow to. You didn't make a vow to.
Yeah, but most people.
No, I get it. That's what I'm saying.
And it just makes you just think about so much stuff, bro. You got to really live for you, man. Definitely, I'm not saying don't do things for your kids and be there for your kids, but really, you get one opportunity at this thing called life from what we know.
Yeah, listen, you ain't gonna get no.
We gotta go.
I feel that
we gotta go. We gotta go. You gotta give it your all, bro. Gotta give it your all, man. And I know we all over the place on this joint.
No, I love it. Listen, this will be. So I gotta. So all right. So one of the things that kind of a new tradition, is I ask people if there was like one mentality, one mindset, one perspective that you could share with somebody listening to help forward them.
One mentality?
If you could, just one thing, one mindset, one perspective, one thought. Like, what's one thing that comes to mind that you feel like you could share with somebody listening to like help move them forward? What would that be?
I don't know, bro. I think the way I think now is the mindset to have is, I don't even know how to put this in words, but, and it's mad cliche, but even if you don't have all the answers, just do it because people are going to forget the next day anyway. So I'm thinking about like stuff that's going on in the world, how fast this world is moving now. And I think social media is a lot of reason because of this. When something happened, let's say today, I'm not gonna use you as a bad example. Let's just say, for instance, one of these celebrities, like with Diddy, with everything that's going on with Diddy, right? Next year, this time, I think a lot of people are going to forget about it. I think Charleston White, right? I just watching his interview with Cam Newton. I'm not sure if you've seen that.
I did see some of it.
And he had mentioned something. He was like, yo, what happened to Black Lives Matter? What happened to all this stuff y'all was rah-rahing about?
Tamir Rice, what happened to?
It's over. It's done. It's out of people's minds. So for me, if for the people out here, if you want to do something, just go do it. Don't worry about failure, bro, because when you fail, I know it's embarrassing, whatever the case may be, but people are going to forget because something new going to happen the very next day. Stuff happens so much, and it literally, whatever you messed up on, because people are embarrassed and scared to do certain things. Like, there's a lot of entrepreneurs right now who are literally falling off, getting their cars repoed, all kinds of stuff going on, and they scared to share that. That's what people actually really need instead of the fluff. They need to hear these things. And then once you share that, people, they're not going to care as much as you think they are. Like, that you failed or that this happened to you. So just do it. Yeah, if you fail, so what? People gonna forget because something else will happen tomorrow.
That reminds me of one. You think people are paying attention to you?
You get replaced. Fast out here.
And two, you think people are paying attention and they care about what people is worried about what's happening in their world.
People got their own life. Bro, when I got listen, I ain't get fired, but I probably would have got fired from my job last year, November 2022. I resigned, right? But I promise you, the next week, I ain't receive a text, an email from 12 years working for the government. I ain't received not one. How you been doing? I've been replaced, bro. They forgot about me.
Of course,
that's life. It's a wrap.
Yeah, it's over.
It's over, bro. It's over. And I was telling one more thing. My man, and I'm not gonna say his name or nothing, but my man left his wife. Not his wife, girlfriend. Left his girlfriend. And now there's a new boyfriend raising his kids, bro. 2 kids. And then I said, bro, they forgot about you. It's over. That's how fast this stuff move. I said, bro, honestly, they not your kids, bro. They ain't kids no more. Your DNA says it, but they not your kids no more, bro. It's his fault. He know that. Like, he messed up. He did what he did, and he got his kids got a new daddy, and the stepdaddy is amazing, bro. It's not your kids no more, and they treat him as such too. I said, bro, life go on, life moves on, fast.
That's that whole. I don't even know what you would have did.
I was thinking about Freeway. Rest in peace to Aaliyah, baby. Life goes on.
Listen, I'm a nigga playing football with your kids.
Hov always got the bars and stuff like that.
Listen, that right there,
it's over, bro.
Nah, that's wicked.
Stuff just moves so fast, and it's just like I said, bro, we'll start a new family, bro.
You're a savage for that, by the way.
hey, listen, bro. They at that age now. It's like they don't even. All right, they 16 now. They don't even like. I don't even think they want to have a relationship with them because it's just like, whatever. Like that's like, bro. Like you gonna.
How much time passed? It's been a minute.
Yeah, bro.
Oh yeah, if it been a minute
it's
like
over.
that,
it's over. I mean, you can have a relationship with them, but they not about to be coming over for the weekends and all. It's over, bro.
Yeah, they probably gonna have to come back around after they became adults and they come yearning for that if they do.
He messed up. He my man too, and I've been telling you years ago when we was in our early, bro. Like you need to go. I mean, make that right. Playing the streets, bro. Now it's too late. They like they new daddy. Life go on, so
you're a savage for sure. That's real though, but that's some people need to hear the savage.
Yo, this is a fact, man. You're gonna be hurting, kicking yourself every night, trying to figure out how you're gonna get back in these kids' lives when they at that age. Like now, they at an age where they gotta want to get in your life.
They gotta choose you.
Yeah, they gotta choose you, bro. It's a wrap now.
And you gotta give them a reason to choose you. So you gotta earn that relationship.
Shit, that's gonna be a lot of work. He ain't much he can offer. Ain't much he can offer. I'm being real. They what my man can offer him.
So we got a new thing I'm doing here. So a question that was anonymously given to you from somebody else that was on the show.
Okay.
Right. So the question is, who do you need to be to become the person that you want to become?
Who do I need to be?
To become the person you ultimately want to become.
Oh, damn, that's a good joint, bro. Who do I need to be? All right, let me think about who I want to become ultimately. Can I be honest?
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know, bro. I don't know who I want to become yet. I think I'm right now in my life, honestly, bro. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice. I'm going through like a transition of not knowing. Like it's this, I'm learning so much about myself. Whereas though, who I used to want to become is not who I really want to become no more. So I'm still trying to figure that part out, bro. I really am.
Real. That's
which
honest.
Is why I was like, I think the person I'm probably gonna want to become is gonna have to. It's gonna force me to definitely be more outspoken, like
outgoing.
Yeah, outgoing. But I ain't that person yet, and I honestly don't know yet, bro. I really don't know who I want to become.
That's real.
So that's the dead honest truth, bro. Like I really don't know yet.
Yo,
trying to figure it out.
I appreciate that.
Really try to figure it out, man. I just been learning so much about just people, bro. In general, just people and just myself. Past, like I said, 3 years, man. It's crazy. I know I feel it too, and I feel like I'm going through like some type of transformation or something. So I'll keep you updated on that though.
That's a
good question,
thing.
bro. That's a good question.
So now I need you
to ask
a question. To what question would you?
I want to ask the next future guests? The question I would want to ask them is, do you think it's better to become rich and lose it all, or to never become rich at all? Like, ask them that. See what they say.
Got you. Yeah, I like that. Let the people know where they can find you.
MIT215, MIT215, all platforms, man. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter. Fanbase. Let's not forget Fanbase, man. Fanbase.
Yeah, shout out to.
Man, because we need to support him, man. We need to support that.
He doing his thing. I need to be more consistent on there. To be honest, like that's real.
Yeah.
Let's lock in and really.
Yeah, bro. Like I've been telling my community about, like, bro. I even invested using Start Engine. I invested in there, everything.
Right.
I really, yeah, man. When I watched this interview, I was like, let me like talk the talk, bro. We can't keep saying all this black this, black that, but we out here, ain't doing nothing.
That's real
for the folks. So.
That's real.
But yeah, you can find me on all platforms, MIT215, man. Real estate, everything for the most part. Real estate, some personal stuff. But yeah, man, any questions, hit me up.
Yep. Y'all know me, Dewane Mutunga on everything. This was a really good conversation. I appreciate you coming through, my brother. I see you on the next pod.
Appreciate it.